Demonstrators on campus want the university to address problems of gentrification and homelessness. We'll hear from a student who took part in the Tent City rally.
The iconic Cathedral of Notre Dame is still standing, but it is severely damaged. We'll have more on the emotional reaction to the fire.
And finalists pitch their environmentally friendly ideas for big prize money. We'll have the winning team to join us live in the studio.
Annenberg TV News is next.
Live from USC, you're watching Annenberg TV News.
Protesters in tents have demonstrated for 4 straight days on Jefferson Boulevard and Hoover Street. Good evening. I'm Cecil Hannibal.
And I'm Taylor Elliott. We are going to live to our reporter Kate Johnston for more on the Tent City rally just off campus. Kate?
At Tent City, set up at the USC entrance on Jefferson and Hoover. The tents have been up for 4 days now, and the organizers are calling for more accountability from the USC administration on the effects that the university has on its surrounding communities. So they've been addressing issues such as gentrification, affordable housing, campus safety, and accessibility for low-income students. So earlier today, the Tent City organizers actually held a protest that went throughout campus. We got footage from the event, so let's take a look. A group of students and South LA residents marched today on campus from the Bovard administration offices down Truesdale and back to the Tent City set up at the Jefferson and Hoover campus entrance. The protesters chanted and held signs calling for USC accountability. They called for USC to be for everyone, not just the few who can afford the rising prices.
This community has been here for, decades before us, generations before us. They are the true lifeblood of this city. And it's completely unfair to think that we can come and impose our financial needs, our student needs, academic needs even, on the greater needs of the community that depends on this area to live. So just hear them out. Give them a seat at the table, make sure that they're involved in the decision-making processes, because even that just makes a world of difference.
So we reached out to USC Media Relations, but they have not yet responded to our request for comment. But I talked to Joe Delgado, one of the community leaders and the organizers of Tent City, and I asked him how long he thought the tents would be up for. He responded, as long as it takes. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Kate. And more than $700 million have been donated to help rebuild the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris after a fire ripped through the landmark late yesterday. This is our first look inside Notre Dame after the fire. The landmark lost its spire and much of its roof yesterday, but all of the works of art within the cathedral are safe, including Le Grand Orgue, which dates back to the 1730s. Reconstruction of the 850-year-old church will be long and costly. Francois Henroc Pinault, who runs the fashion company behind Gucci and other luxury brands, is among several wealthy French citizens funding Notre Dame's rebuild.
Something more important and more profound than treaties.
Studying abroad in Paris about the atmosphere of the city after yesterday's fire.
I feel like this is people have really kind of come together just out of the sadness. Just because, the Notre Dame has been a place to celebrate happy things, to mourn losses, so to lose such a historic building, I think everyone's kind of coming together to mourn that loss together.
Photos of Notre Dame are all over social media. One photo is getting extra attention with over 180,000 retweets. The photo was taken by Brooke Windsor just 1 hour before the cathedral caught on fire. Windsor tweeted the photo in hopes of finding what she believes is a father and daughter in the picture. We talked to professor and social media analyst Matthew Levesque about why this photo in particular has become the most retweeted Notre Dame post over the last 2 days.
The most popular tweet is this person who took this photo as they were leaving an hour before it caught on fire. And they're asking Twitter to help them find what appears to be a father and daughter, or a male figure and daughter with joyous looks on their face, sort of twirling around in front of the cathedral when an hour later it was on fire.
People continue to share their sadness and also their memories on social media. Let's toss it over to our political anchor, Sophia Hausch, to see what's going on in politics. Sophia?
The Justice Department announced it will be releasing the Mueller report to Congress and to the public this Thursday. Classified and sensitive information will be redacted.
We expect a fight over the redactions. Once that is released, there'll be a lot of pressure coming from Democrats to release more information out of this report. And it wouldn't surprise me if one day we saw the whole report itself leak. This is the close of one very important chapter, but the release of the report Thursday is certainly not the end of the story.
The editor of Politico says after the report is released, we can expect Democrats to question the redactions and challenge Trump's claim of total exoneration. She said Congress may further investigate issues raised in the report, and some of the aides who gave negative information about Trump may suffer consequences from a president who is known for demanding loyalty. Carrie Budoff-Brown says the conversation about the investigation is far from over and will even likely play a role in the 2020 elections. Back to you.
Thanks, Sophia. Well, LA residents gathered today at LA City Hall to protest fossil fuels and urge Mayor Garcetti to phase out oil drilling in LA communities.
Hey, no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what?
These residents rallied alongside Stand LA, an environmental justice group to protect the health and safety of people affected by oil drilling. There are more than 1,000 active oil wells in the city of Los Angeles. More than 700 of them are less than 1,500 feet away from schools, churches, homes, or hospitals.
The people living, working near these drilling sites are made victim to all sorts of negative health impacts that come from them. So yeah, by passing this buffer zone and getting it put in place, we can shut down these drilling sites and really get LA pushed along the way towards 100% renewable energy.
We want to create a buffer zone for the community where, at least no production or extraction of fossil fuels should be kept at least 2,500 feet away from any communities such as hospitals, schools, or even just neighborhoods.
Stand LA says this 2,500-foot buffer would help residents breathe cleaner air and avoid the harmful impact of oil drilling.
The Dornsife College of Letters, Arts, and Sciences presented the Wrigley Sustainability Prize today to students who've come up with solutions to environmental issues. The Wrigley Awards shines a light on startups from various disciplines that address environmental sustainability. The winning teams receive prize money to develop their business idea. The teams received guidance from experts in business and science throughout the semester.
We're holding the finals for the Wrigley Sustainability Prize, and the whole idea behind the prize is to get students from across the campus to get together and bring us their ideas for sustainability projects and kind of think about those ideas that have business potential.
After months of hard work, the teams finally got to pitch their business concepts to the Wrigley Prize judges this afternoon.
The company Closed Composites, led by students Caitlin, Michael, and Carlos Navarro, won first place in today's Wrigley Awards. They won a prize of $7,000 to continue building their business. Thank you guys for joining me today.
My pleasure.
So first, I want you to tell our audience, explain your project in detail. Like, what is your project exactly?
Sure. So our project is based on recycling these carbon fiber composite materials. These are great structural materials because they're lightweight, and we're making airplanes and cars out of them. Since they're lighter weight, we increase our fuel efficiency, we reduce our CO2 emissions, and it's all sunshine and rainbows until we need to recycle this material, and we realize that it's a lot tougher because of the resin that holds these composites together.
And so what we do is we have a proprietary method for recycling this composite material so that we not only get woven carbon fibers, which this market has never seen before, but we're also able to convert the plastic-like resin that holds it together into valuable organic fibers that are worth what the carbon fibers are worth on their own right now with the process they're using.
And so you guys literally just won today at 2:30. You found out. Probably still a rush going on, right? How did you guys feel when you found out that you won this award?
It was a great relief lifted from our shoulders. We've been practicing for this very hard, and it's a big validation for us. Doing this work in the lab, it's very easy to get stuck in a vacuum, but being able to share this work and have that validation, judges saying that this is something worth pursuing, this is something that we think is marketable and has potential. It's really exciting to hear.
So how did you feel?
It felt great. We were pretty nervous going into when they were announcing who was going to win because there were so many great competitors who gave pitches today. And so like Carlos and I were talking about it, like when they said third place, we were like, please don't say us. And then when it was second place, we were like, please don't say us. And then when it was first place, we were like, oh God, are they going to say us? And then they did, and it took us a second to even like process it. So it was a really good feeling.
So $7,000, what are you guys going to do with all this money?
I guess I'd like to invest it back into the company at least and try to see how far along we can take our technology.
Wow. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining us. It's great having you, and you're welcome at ATVN anytime, for real. Well, thank you, Caitlin and Carlos, for coming in tonight, and congrats again on your work and winning the Wrigley Sustainability Prize.
Every week, the tea is hot. Don't miss the top entertainment stories on this week's Tuesday's Tea. If you think eggs are only for eating and for Easter baskets, you're wrong. We'll have more on an egg-citing pop-up museum. And Chef Gordon Ramsay is facing a backlash over his new Asian restaurant. We take a closer look at culinary culture.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Leah, did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
Welcome back to another episode of Tuesday's Tea. We're bringing you the latest entertainment news.
That's right, and the tea is hot tonight, as per usual. Kim Kardashian is keeping us posted on her effort to become a lawyer. The reality star shared on Instagram how she's gearing up to take the bar exam. She's doing things a little bit differently, though.
You could say that. The IG model is not going to law school. Even though she didn't finish college, she only needs 60 units to take the bar exam. She has 75 right now. She called out her haters for telling her to stay in her lane. She wrote, quote, the state bar doesn't care who you are. This option is available to anyone whose state allows it.
Last year, she started a 4-year summer apprenticeship with a San Francisco law firm. She hopes to take the bar exam by 2020. The celebrity is the daughter of Robert Kardashian, who was on the so-called dream team for the O.J. Simpson trial. So law is definitely in her blood.
Attorney Kim Kardashian. 2019 is wild, let's say that. Well, Seattle Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson just became the highest paid player in the NFL. This morning, the team reached an agreement with Wilson on a 4-year, $140 million extension deal. That deal also includes a $60 million signing bonus. On average, Wilson will be making $35 million per season, making the play caller the richest player in the NFL.
Well, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. Look, you're doing great things, Russell.
Nipsey Hussle's family has politely declined offers of money for his children. According to TMZ, the late rapper set up trust funds for them so they would both be financially set for life. Former USC football star Reggie Bush created one of the online fundraisers, and all of them have been taken down.
Well, that's it for Tuesday's Tea. The tea is hot, but the weather is going to get hotter. Let's go ahead and toss it over to our weather anchor, Heather Melendez. Heather, what's going on with the weather?
Absolutely, Cecil. It's literally a Katy Perry song. It's hot and then it's cold. Tonight we have clear skies and light onshore winds, so definitely grab a sweater if you're going to be walking outside. Today's 65, the lowest we're going to see this week, so enjoy that. And moving on to tomorrow, we can see things to start heating up as we move on to Wednesday. For my friends in Riverside, it's going to be 81, so if you want to go hike, definitely do that. For my friends returning from Coachella, 92, so lucky you, you don't have to be in that hot, steamy weather. As we move on to Thousand Oaks and Malibu, things are cooling off. 69 in Malibu, 75 in Thousand Oaks, and 80s in the Valley. As we move down PCH to LAX area, we see things cool down as well. 67 in LAX, 73 in Long Beach, and in Pomona we have 79. As we see our 5-day forecast, again, we see it heat up and then cool down. So moving on to Wednesday, 73, 80 on Thursday, and then on Friday and Saturday, we see light fog. So prepare for that. Not too drastic, but doable for sure. Pop-up museums are temporary, but judging by the numbers, they are here to stay. The most recent is not too far away from us here at USC.
If you want to yoke around at this latest pop-up museum, you better scramble to West Hollywood. It's called the Egg House, and like some pop-ups, you can touch, taste, and take pictures.
I love taking new photos at new places before anyone else, preferably, and if I'm not the first, I just love to share it with my friends. It is very fun. It's kind of like a hobby to take photos and post them on Instagram.
The egg symbolizes new life, fertility, and rebirth. But for the creator, the exhibit stands out from the rest.
Very unique topic, but also it's very universal because egg have like no gender, and also it's very universal things. Everyone knows egg and everyone likes different type of eggs.
The Egg House is also transcontinental. It's not just here in LA, but it's also been in New York and Beijing, China. The founder says that it could possibly go to San Francisco and even Chicago next. In honor of Easter this weekend, a big bunny, an Easter egg hunt throughout the exhibit, and the world-famous egg will be here.
A world record egg team, they will bring the Eugene, the one broke the Instagram history here for people to take photo with, and they will also bring their customized and limited merchandise here.
However you like your eggs, this is an excellent museum, open through the end of April.
From eggs to restaurants, let's toss it over to Cecil Hannibal with the latest on Gordon Ramsay's newest restaurant. Is it everything it's cracked out to be, Cecil?
Yeah, you could say that. It's gone from hot in the kitchen to hot outside the kitchen. Let's say celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay is facing backlash after a food critic called his Asian-inspired restaurant a, quote, actual kitchen nightmare. The critic accused the new Asian-themed restaurant Lucky Cat of cultural appropriation. The celebrity chef went to Instagram at Gordon Graham to push back against his critics, saying, "I may not agree with all reviews, but if someone is going to be critical, then I expect them to be professional and have some integrity." I spoke with a USC professor and one of her students to give their opinion on cultural appropriation in the culinary industry.
Don't claim that what you're serving is authentic, and I don't think he has. And be very respectful of that this is not your cuisine, and pay homage to where the cuisine comes from.
I personally don't see the huge controversy, but now whether he's marketing and branding his restaurant as authentic Asian cuisine, that could be possibly problematic.
Despite the controversy, Lucky Cat is expected to open in London this summer.
Well, from food to sports.
Food to sports. Sam, what's going on with USC sports?
We got a lot of USC sports going on this week. USC baseball returns home tonight after its weekend series in Utah to play Pepperdine. We'll preview the game. And USC beach volleyball is kicking the tires and lighting the fires for the postseason. We spoke to a player about the team's final 2 matches of the season. Miracle on Ice, the Mighty Ducks, Tiger Woods. Last night, NBA team added its bid to the list of the best comebacks in sports. This and more when we come back.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be earthquake. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Oh, baby, it's another $2 Taco Tuesday at Dado Field. In just 15 minutes, USC Baseball will host the Pepperdine Waves for the first time in 3 years. The Waves are at 7-15 overall right now, but they have played some tough competition, pretty closely, actually. Yesterday, they fell by just 1 run to UCLA. Pepperdine plastered the Bruins with 10 hits, but only managed to plate 2 runs, stranding 6 runners on base. Ouch. On the other side of the diamond, the Trojans are coming off a rocky visit to Utah as they lost the 3-game series 1-2. This doesn't look great for the Trojans as the Utes were sitting at a 1-11 Pac-12 record before facing the Trojans. However, there still are some positive takeaways from the game. Junior starter Connor Lunn opened the game, allowing just 1 hit in 6 innings. He also posted 9 strikeouts. Lunn talked about how the team's chemistry helped him have such a great outing.
It really brings good momentum to the rest of the team, and everybody is just together, and we have really good team chemistry. It really gives me a lot of positive energy just pitching and knowing that they're going to pick me up, and all I need to focus on is what I need to do and get it done.
The Trojans shouldn't have a problem pulling out a win over the Waves, but don't be surprised if Pepperdine keeps it close. First pitch is right after ATVN at 6 o'clock. Let's send it over to Faith at the video wall.
Women's beach volleyball is wrapping up the regular season this Thursday, facing off against Grand Canyon and Cal Poly before heading to the Pac-12 tournament. The number 2 ranked women of Troy notched 2 wins over the weekend, defeating number 5 Pepperdine and number 10 Long Beach State. They're now on a red-hot 6-game winning streak, putting them in a great position to make their campaign for the national championship.
I think it's really exciting. We're, I think, kind of hitting our peak right now, which is really good. Everyone's playing really well, and everyone's really excited to move into Pac-12s and then NCAAs after that.
Look for Cannon and the women of Troy at 1 p.m. this Thursday at Merle Norman Stadium. The LA Clippers made the biggest comeback in the history of the NBA playoffs last night, rising from a 31-point deficit to victory over the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors dominated the Clippers for 3 quarters straight, capitalizing on All-Star Steph Curry's accuracy from the 3-point line. But the Clippers roared back with a 44-point third quarter. Rookie guard Landry Shamet got off to a dreadful start, but ultimately sunk the shot that put his team in the lead with 16 seconds on the clock. His shooting, along with aggressive play from Lou Williams and Patrick Beverly, allowed LA to keep pushing forward.
You're down 30 on the road to anybody, and you come back, it's special.
That's a record we didn't necessarily want to have, but, you know, we'll take it. But, you know, you get lost in the game.
The Clippers won 135-131, propelling them back to LA for Game 3. They'll rematch against the Warriors this Thursday at the Staples Center. And speaking of the NBA, USC basketball's freshman sensation Kevin Porter Jr. announced Friday that he's headed to the draft this June. Before his first game as a Trojan, Porter was projected to be the first-round draft pick. However, he's been plagued with tons of unanticipated drama this season, which may have lowered his original draft stock. His playing time was limited, with an injury and conduct issues keeping him off the court for 6 weeks straight. Some thought that these obstacles might keep Porter at USC for another year, but he announced this Friday that he's moving forward. Porter took to Twitter to make the announcement, saying, "I want to thank Coach Enfield and the rest of the coaching staff for giving me the opportunity to play Division I basketball. With that being said, I'm declaring for the 2019 NBA draft and signing with @RockNationSports, #RockFan, #FightOnForever." Despite some of Porter's conduct issues, scouts are excited to see him in the draft and believe he has great potential in the NBA. One anonymous scout told the LA Times that Porter is, quote, "without a doubt, a first-round talent, especially in this draft. I have always been a fan of his because of all the things he can do." Porter has exhibited a wide range of talent on the court. Some of his most notable skills include the physical ability to play any backcourt position, strength, speed, and a polished footwork. He's a natural shot maker who can put points on the board from anywhere on the floor and defends power forwards at the college level. ESPN projects that Porter will be the number 14 pick in the draft, the second highest player of the Pac-12 players this season. Look for his selection on June 20th. That's all I have for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
You know, Kevin lives in my building, and I'm going to ask him next time I see him, can I come to the draft with you? I think I should go to the NBA draft this year. Well, thank you, Sam, for wonderful USC sports coverage as always.
Absolutely, as always.
Well, coming up, we'll have more on a dog rescued from shore.
We'll be back after the break.
Next.
There are amazing things to discover in the forest.
Toothless, time to go! What you picking up on, bud?
It's a whole hidden world of wonders. And the perfect place to spend time with family. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Happy birthday to the Tejano superstar Selena, who would have turned 48 years old today. In her 23 years of life, Selena became a Grammy-winning singer in a male-dominated genre. In 1995, the president of the Selena fan club shot the beloved famous singer to death, leading to international headlines. Selena's birthday is celebrated every year by fans across the country, especially in her home state of Texas.
One dog is sure to be thankful to be back on dry land after being rescued 135 miles from shore in the Gulf of Thailand. A group of oil rig workers spotted the dog and used a rope to pull him on board their vessel. They decided to call him Boonrod, a name that loosely translates to survivor. Boonrod was taken back to shore safely, where veterinarians say the dog is said to be in good spirits.
You know, I love stories like that because I'm a dog person. I love dogs.
I'm such a dog person too.
I actually miss my puppy. She's back home in Atlanta, so that really made me sad a little bit. Well, thanks for watching Annenberg TV News. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Cecil Hannibal.
And I'm Taylor.
Mírate. Eres la mejor. Eres imparable.